This week, I got up early to check out a place that's pretty unique, Freeman Ridge Bike Park. Freeman Ridge is a small park and there's no lift, but the flip side is that a day pass here costs $7. To find out a little more about what makes this place unique, I spoke with Sam, the park's operations manager.
Those of us who work here are just like really committed to kind of making it our own thing, making it a place where people can come enjoy some really well-maintained trails. It's not a huge trail system. We only have about 5 miles of trails total, but we put a lot of work into keeping those well-maintained and keeping those clear and building new stuff each year. So it's kind of a place where people can come and hang out and just enjoy some well-maintained trails.
Awesome. What's your favorite trail here?
That's a tough one. It depends on the day. Some days I really love hitting the drop on Stanley, but Arrowtree has some more technical little rock garden sections that I'm kind of a fan of. I grew up riding in Massachusetts where there's a lot of kind of hand-built tech trails like that, so that one's always been a favorite. And then of course Starboard's just a really fast, flowy trail that you can go wicked fast on, so big fan of that one too.
Freeman Ridge is actually the oldest operating bike park in Maine. Now, granted, it's only been open for 3 seasons, but with Sunday River closed to bikes, Maine's only other operating bike park is Mount Abram, which launched just this year. So Freeman Ridge is the longest running bike park in the state. This place obviously isn't trying to compete with lift-serviced bike parks though. At just $7 for a day pass, a ride here costs about the same as riding the trails at a state park. So, is it better than riding at a state park? Could it even be better than lift-access bike parks? Only one way to find out. I started my day with a warm-up run on a green trail called Leeway. It's pretty mellow, but even this trail shows off what's cool about Freeman Ridge. It feels a lot more like real nature than a ski hill, but still boasts really well-maintained bikes-only trails. Leather Lane is another green trail that would make for a good warm-up, offering more mellow, flowy downhill. A lot of the trails have optional features on the side to mess around with. For example, this is Fern Gully, a blue trail with an optional rock roll for anyone feeling up to it.
Yep, totally fine. Okay.
There's also a little rock skinny to mess around with right near the park entrance. Optional features like these make this park a fun spot for experienced riders and beginners alike. If you want the challenge, it's there, but it's not mandatory. In my opinion, the most fun stuff is in the park's southern half, in the downhill trails that shoot off from a traversing trail called Boundary. For example, here's Arrowtree, a black tech trail with an interestingly loose rock garden and some flow with optional jumps. Arrowtree is short, and it's over really fast, but it's nothing compared to Starboard, a blue flow trail that rips down the side of the hill in the blink of an eye.
Ooh. This one is fast. Jesus.
Then, there's Stanley.
This one has a decent sized drop on it. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna hit it because I really don't feel like I even have the drop at my house dialed in yet. But yeah, we're just gonna go check this out and at least I'll get some video of what the drop looks like. So if you wanna come here and hit this drop, or the next time I come here, maybe I'll be ready. We'll have some video of what it looks like. So yeah, let's go check out Stanley. roll. Okay, here's the drop. I'm gonna go around to the right. The drop itself, I mean, it's actually less elevated from the ground than even mine at home, but it drops off. The landing is much steeper. There is kind of a bit of a mandatory gap there where it's off camber. So yeah, I'm not hitting that today. Maybe that's a good next year thing, good reason to come back. Not that I need a lot of reasons to come back. This place is rad.
But my favorite trail here was a blue trail called the Cache.
After I talked to Sam, I was riding up the climb with him because he was gonna get some laps in as well, and he was telling me that jump that's on the Cache, the blue jump trail, that's a really great jump to progress on because you can hit it pretty much as fast as you want. Pretty early in the trail, but you could still get up some real speed if you just no brakes it, or you can come in slower and roll it, or kind of anywhere in between. And I've hit it once so far, and I have to say, yeah, I think he's completely right.
It took a couple laps for me to really feel like I was hitting the jump right. But then,
yeah, there's a jump. Ooh, that felt so good. Ooh, yes. Oh, that felt so fucking good.
as Sam said, this jump is great for learning and progression. And it's also just super fun, so I decided to do a few more cache laps and even sessioned it for a bit.
Session. The jump is so much fun. I'm super stoked that I actually got some air. There's video proof. You're gonna see it. I got the footage that I need, but I'm just gonna, since I'm here anyway, hike a bike up one more time and just hit it again just because it's fun.
It probably goes without saying, but I think this place is awesome, and I'll definitely be coming back. Some people will disagree, but I kind of prefer climbing before my descents. It makes them, and the inevitable post-ride beer, feel a little bit more earned.
I just like doing that. All right.
It also helps me stay in the flow a little bit more because I can run lap after lap without even getting off the bike. And although Freeman Ridge only has 5 miles of trail, I covered more than 15 miles on my ride, and I never got bored or felt like I'd done everything. In fact, I left some really cool stuff unsent, including some jumps, and of course that big drop on Stanley, which gives me even more reason to want to come back. My only real complaint is that it's too far from my house. It's not really a problem that the bike park can fix. It's close to Carrabassett Valley though, which means most Maine mountain bikers are going to find themselves in the area from time to time. When you're headed up there, I definitely recommend you save some space in your agenda for Freeman Ridge. It's totally worth it. Speaking of Carrabassett Valley, it's considered one of the best riding areas in the state, and that's where I'm headed next. I'll also be doing an updated YT Jeffsy review of sorts now that I've got well over 500 miles on the bike. So hit subscribe and stick around. Exciting things are coming.